Hey, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a rant here. Where to start? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm subscribed to Husky394 XP, Bryan Denlinger, and it says Edward Fenninger facing legal action for harassment. I don't blame Bryan Denlinger for that. But you can see the video has been deleted, and I'll show you what kind of a deletion it is. Sometimes they put it for restricted mode or private mode, or somebody delete it themselves, but I'll show you what it really says. But anyway, as I remember the video, and I'll be paraphrasing, it was basically he was explaining how somebody had created like a separate account, and they're called sock puppet accounts. And a sock puppet account is basically, say that my sister created an account impersonating her neighbor. So the neighbor is basically a sock puppet, and my sister is a person controlling the sock puppet. I mean, that's how you see what it's an analogy. It's if somebody made a bunch of YouTube channels impersonating other people just to say horrible things and make that other person look bad. It's slander, it's defamation of character, and I don't know what the legal ramifications are for it, but I guess hopefully Bryan checks it out, because, I mean, because somebody did make a sock puppet account and made himself appear in the comment section of Ed Fenninger's, one of his videos. So I was looking through some of Ed Fenninger's videos, and all of a sudden they're gone. Somebody erased them. And I don't know if Ed Fenninger did it himself, or if he accused Ed Fenninger of making a sock puppet account of him, because there's been this thing going on between the Godhead versus the Trinity, and Ed Fenninger's a hard, well, I'll show you here. But this is where the harassment comes in. Bryan Denlinger. These are an hour apart. 8 hours ago, 7 hours ago. This is the one I watched yesterday, because right after I saw this one, this is right after Bryan Denlinger made his video that I just showed you right here. That title. And so anyway, it was like after that, and so I went back to Bryan's, and it was gone, and I'm like, well, that's weird. But a good video summing up Bryan Denlinger's heresies, more lies about the Trinity. Okay, look. I mean, a 6-part series about Bryan Denlinger and what he says about the Trinity. The Trinity isn't even a biblical term. It's the Godhead, and it's 3 in 1. The Trinity is 1 in 3 parts, which doesn't make sense. You try to make sense of it, and it's just like, but when you hear the Godhead and you understand, and it took me, I was in my mid-40s when I finally understood. In fact, it was through one of Bryan's videos, because I remember being 13, 14, my aunts were going, what's the difference between a soul and a spirit? And I'm like, I wasn't sure, but now that finally I've learned, it just makes sense. But I mean, you keep looking. I'm scrolling down, and it's like, I put Ruckman on there. Ruckman and Bryan Denlinger. Godhead versus Trinity. Yeah, well, the Godhead is real. And if you read, Bryan Denlinger still has non-KJB words on his statement of faith? What? That doesn't even make any sense. Bryan Denlinger's rabid attack on the Trinity. Well, if you want to teach the truth, there will be attack on heresy. Bryan Dinglinger saying, I mean, he's just on and on. He will not give it up. Not Bryan, but I mean Ed Fenninger. Look at that proud look. But anyway, you know, I mean, I can't, like I said, I can't stand watching him because it's like an Anthenian. Guess what's next? Oh, guess what new thing I found out about so-and-so. It's almost like gossiping. Now, I've made a four-part series on somebody that was actually slandering people and had several sock puppet accounts. And so many people wrote to me, and there's even women that had quit their YouTube channels because this woman was bullying and trying to befriend. She would befriend a Christian first and then bully them afterwards and make up these weird things. And she accused people of being this one person, and she couldn't say that about me because I show my face. But anyway, I digress. You know, I made videos about her, and now I'm done. I'm done with it. But here, he's being bullied. Now look at the reason why his video was deleted. This video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on harassment and bullying. Isn't Bryan the one that's being bullied? Isn't he the one that's being harassed? Now, I have a theory, you know, a hypothesis theory, what I think, what my opinion is, so you don't try and twist my words and say I definitely said it. I think, just my thoughts, that Ed Fenninger and his fan base, his cult, went and mass flagged Bryan's video because he said he was going to report Ed Fenninger to YouTube. And YouTube does this. Yeah. It's just like me making a video against feminists because I can't stand their attitude. And a feminist sees that and they'll get their feminist buddies and they'll do this to one of my videos if they'll rally around. They're like rabid animals. But this is sad, so pray for Bryan and his wife and his kid, you know, and pray for his ministry. I've learned a lot from him, and there's other young men I've learned from, because like I said, I was in my mid-40s when I first understood the Godhead and body, soul, and spirit. Like, you know, also for us, how, you know what I mean? I'm just really tired right now. I've had a long day. But he's one man that made sense. And there's a lot of other young men that make sense too, that I like watching and I'm sub to. But this is a sad situation. So I thought I'd just give this little rant. I know I'm a woman and us women like to chatter on and stuff. People looking at their watches thinking, when is this woman going to shut up? Anyway, you guys have a good night, good morning, or good afternoon, depending on when you see this. And thank you for watching. Again, pray for him and his family. God bless.